Welcome to the Thinking Cap podcast. This is your host, Adrian, the self-confessed Philomath and lifelong learner. I'm an English teacher and Toastmaster member of Philom Life Club. Toastmaster is an international organization dedicated to improving your speaking and leadership skills. Now, the purpose of this podcast is to share bits of knowledge to our audience who are also lifelong learners. Issues on education, teaching, research, subject matter, and all that jazz will be discussed in order to explain, challenge, and inspire others to put on their thinking cap. Our first episode is entitled Pursuing Graduate Education Amidst the Pandemic. Not only it's a timely topic, I think, but it also highlights the fact that Pinoys will strive no matter what. Without further ado, let me introduce to you my first duo of guests. They're both incoming graduate students of Philippine Normal University. We got to know each other just recently because we all had similar issues with enrollment. By the way, I'm also an incoming PNU grad student. Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening to all the listeners of Thinking Cap podcast. This is the first episode, the pilot episode of my project, my brainchild, the Thinking Cap. So my guest this afternoon is Mom Christina the Don. Mom Christina,
Yes, sir.
would you like to introduce a little bit of yourself?
Well, I'm not ready for this. Uh,
It's all right.
okay, I'm Dodan, public school teacher for 3 years.
Okay.
Elementary level po.
Element?
Um,
Okay.
yeah, elementary. I'm teaching kids grade one.
Grade one. Ooh, that's happy. Grade one.
Very challenging.
Indeed, I totally agree. But it's actually, in my experience, it's the most rewarding in terms of the reaction you get from them. Am I correct?
Yeah, yeah. Yes po.
Okay.
Challenging yet rewarding.
All right. Wow. So you've been a teacher for 3 years now.
Yes po.
Okay, cool. And what else do you want to tell our listeners about your profession as a teacher?
Mm, well, being a teacher for 3 years is indeed I don't know. I can describe it. It's really remarkable.
Okay.
um, yes, it's very challenging because you have to face different challenges every day, especially you're inside the classroom because our learners have different characteristics, different motivations that we need to, we need to fulfill in order for them to learn. And they have different pacings, that not everyone has not everyone will be able to understand this in just a matter of minutes. So you have really to be very patient, especially to young kids in the public school. Po.
Exactly. So patience, tolerance, and all the things needed by a teacher
Yes.
to
Um,
motivate young learners. I know it's
Opo.
I know the process, the pedagogical process between teaching a young learner and an adult is totally different. Am I correct?
Pardon?
Yung the pedagogical process of teaching the young learners and adult learners is totally different. Do you
Yeah,
agree?
yeah, yeah. It's really, yeah, I agree. It's totally different because especially for us elementary teachers, we really have unique pedagogies and strategies that we have to implement inside the classroom in order for our
Yeah,
learners to learn easily in order for them to catch up with all the things that they have to know inside our classroom.
yeah,
So,
exact. Yeah,
syempre, yes, hinahanapan po namin sila ng ng mga yung mga easier tasks ba. Yet something that they will learn also.
oh, yes. I'd like to delve a little deeper into that, Ma'am Christina, no, later. But since this is the first 10 minutes, of our podcast, I'd like to know more about your background if you don't mind. So, would you like to tell our listeners why you are pursuing a graduate study in PNU?
Um, okay, so as we all know, we really need to study more,
Mm-hmm.
have further studies for our personal development and professional. So that's the very reason why I'm pursuing my graduate studies. I really want to explore more in order for me to gain more knowledge and other experiences which I will be able to apply in my profession and especially for the kids that I am teaching.
Okay, wow. It sounds that
Opo.
you are a kind of person or individual who takes full responsibility and accountability of what you do.
Yes po.
And I hope
It's
all teachers remember that.
kahit sino naman po na teacher.
Yeah.
We're
But
doing this for our young learners.
exactly. Now, ma'am, why PNU? Why of all the universities and schools? Why PNU?
First thing, personally, I was challenged by my sister,
Okay.
who is also a teacher. Secondly, I really want to challenge myself that despite all these things that I'm a grade one teacher, that
Mm-hmm.
I am also, I will be able to surpass also the challenge that anyone is really, everyone is really, ano ba yun, looking up to for
Oh
being
yeah.
a teacher because and you, as you all know, is the center for teacher education here in the Philippines.
I totally agree. I just double check Chad, and yes, they are a center of excellence in terms of teacher education.
Yes.
So very good quality, right? Okay.
Yes, we really need to explore more, to challenge ourselves to be developed professionally.
Okay. I totally agree. Now, ma'am, you all know we all know that this time it's pandemic. Everybody's suffering and
Yeah.
struggling in terms of finances and in terms of the psychology. So why are you pursuing this higher education during the pandemic?
Well, actually, I'm really planning for this when it was my first year in the public school. And yet, but for some other reasons, I was not able to pursue it.
Okay.
And this time, amidst this pandemic, I really need to push it because I feel that I'm stuck. I'm stuck on the four corners of my classroom, and I really want to to learn more, and to experience more about the teaching system in our country and all over the world.
Okay. I'm interested to know about your answer. You're stuck. What do you mean exactly by that?
That's yeah, and that is what I felt for almost 3 years. That I'm a person who is who really wants to learn more, who really wants to explore more about my profession. And since I was stuck for 3 years, I really have to push through. I really have to to get this opportunity that I have to. It is a gift ba? It's a gift for myself that amidst this pandemic, I really need to do it in order for me to grow more because that stuck, yung parang nandun ka lang na hindi ka nag-grow, ganun po. So, yun po yung gusto kong tanggalin sa sarili ko.
Oh,
Kailangan ko talagang i-challenge pa.
well, if you don't mind me sharing, I actually felt the same as you did. That's why I'm doing this again. Actually, this is my second time pursuing a graduate study. I had my
Mm,
first attempt at UP Dalaman, but for some personal and psychological reasons, I had to stop. So, but deep in my heart, I really wanted to finish and to accomplish higher education. So, I can totally relate with you.
Yeah. That feeling of being stuck that na parang
Exactly.
hanggang diyan ka lang.
Like you want to prove something to yourself that you can
Yeah,
do
yeah.
more.
Yeah,
And I
not
think,
for others but for yourself.
yeah. And I think other people can relate to that as well, even though they're not teachers. Would you agree?
Yes, yes. Any other profession, they totally feel the same.
All right. Well, I just got a message from one of my guests, supposedly this afternoon. But maybe I can just talk to her later after this interview with yours. So, Mom Christina, would you like to tell the listeners where you teach at the moment?
I'm teaching currently here at Project 6 Elementary School, Quezon City, Metro Manila.
Okay, Project 6. And would you like to describe your class, the class composition to us?
Well, I've handled three classes for 3 years, and well, not really that different, pero they have some similarities at some point. For example, for kids, they really have a very short span of attention. That's why
Right.
you really have to give them the best strategies that you can give in order for them to be engaged more on the lessons,
Okay.
just like that.
So you're handling three classes, or you have handled three classes.
I have handled
Okay,
because
you
we
have.
are yeah, self-contained. We teach all the subjects to them.
Okay, right, right, right. So do you have any favorites among among the classes that you've handled?
Oh no, that's a big no inside my class.
No, I mean, no. When it
No,
comes, no, what I mean to say is, uh, I'm sure every class is different.
yeah, yeah,
Every class is composed of different personalities, learners, different
yes.
styles, like the different learning strategies. So let me just rephrase the question. Um, what learning styles of children challenge you the most?
Oh, there are many different learning styles that challenge me.
Mhm.
Especially the I have handled a student, a student with some special needs.
Okay.
That is the maybe that is the most challenging to me. He can focus for just a minute or just a second.
All right. Wow.
Especially when the class is getting noisy, he really gets irritated that easily and shouts. And then that when the tantrums go,
Right.
nagtatantrum na siya. And I can control it. That's a very challenging one that I have handled so far.
Oh, I can't imagine how hard it must be for you. But
Yeah.
I've read some things about behavioral management, classroom behavioral management, and I'm sure you also did. So, were you able to apply what you learned in that regard?
Yeah, I have applied so many
Hmm.
strategies, many just like that. Those theories I've applied them. But we know that
Right.
one solution does not fit all. That's why
Right.
there are some that are effective. There are some also that can be applied. So along the process, along the way, you will also be able to discover your own strategy on how to handle this. That I know na. Nakita ko na yan sa dati kong klase. Ganun ba? So it's
Mm,
yeah, some are applicable, some are self-discovery. So, yun lang naman pina-experience.
okay. But the child you mentioned a while ago, the one who's throwing tantrums, the one shouting. So, what did you do to him to pacify him?
Well, since he has some special needs,
Okay.
I tried to contact his parents
Okay.
because they are the only one who could control him.
Hmm.
And I tried also some strategies just like giving him some moment to give out all his feelings ba.
Ah, right.
Sige, you stay there. Okay, stay there. And then, okay, just, and then I tell the class to ignore him, to
Mm,
never mind of his tantrums, ganun ba, para so that they will not be affected.
yeah.
Pero, ayun ba, yung hindi siya nag-stop. So, yun yung time na I have to call the parents na to intervene.
Yeah. So intervention is important. I'm just wondering though, does your school have like a child psychologist or a child counselor?
Oh, no. No,
I
we don't
see.
have that. But we
I
have
see.
a teacher guidance counselor.
I
She's a
see.
teacher also, but not a licensed.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
Well, how about okay?
it's
We just
really challenging.
I know. I can feel you. I've taught children. I've taught high school students too.
Mm.
They have all they have wide range of emotions. If you cannot adapt quickly, you'll be at the losing end.
Yeah, you'll just give up.
Yeah, you'll give up and you'll be frustrated. I don't want to teach anymore. I want to have another job. Something like that.
I experienced that on my first day of teaching.
Oh, okay. Since you mentioned it, would you like to tell our listeners what's your experience on the first day?
Okay, syempre, as a newbie teacher, you really are, what do you call that? You have high standards and everything that you expect this and that,
Yeah.
and if that was not met, oh my God, you'll just get frustrated, and
Yeah.
at the end of the day, ah, you'll feel that giving up.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to give up. I don't want to enter the school tomorrow. That's what I felt on the first day.
Okay. How about
Since I handled class who has different, and with us with learner with special need. Oh my God.
well, I'm
Mixed
sorry.
feelings at the end of the day.
Yeah, wow. So you handled regular class, you also handled kids with special needs.
Yeah,
And
on the very first day.
on the first day, wow. And they're all mixed in one class, right?
Yes.
Okay. We call that mainstreaming, if I'm not mistaken.
Mainstreaming, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The child
Wow.
was mainstreamed to the regular class.
Do you still handle the child or not
Not
anymore?
anymore. He was able to to pass my class
Oh,
since
okay.
he learns how to read, how to write.
Oh,
Yung
that
behavior lang po talaga yung problem.
okay. Maybe we need a behavioral specialist in your school or
Yeah.
in schools that need that.
Yeah. Yun
Okay.
po yung request nga po ng high schools to have guidance counselors and
Okay.
license.
Well, I really hope DepEd would be able to pay attention to the needs of school and teachers too, especially nowadays. So anyway, ma'am, can you still hear me? Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we talked about why you're pursuing higher education during the pandemic, and I understood that feeling stuck isn't a good thing, and you really have to push yourself. And I
Yeah.
totally agree with what you said. Now, let's move on to the next segment of our podcast. So, you already briefly mentioned about some of the challenges you are facing right now as a teacher. But since you are an incoming graduate student, what challenges have you faced so far?
Today, the enrollment process.
Okay. All right. No, no problem. I think PNU will understand that there's a little bit of a problem with the enrollment. So would you like to tell us?
Kindly repeat the question, sir.
Okay, I said I think PNU will understand that there's a little bit of a problem with the enrollment process. So, would you like to share your experience?
Well, I paid my enrollment fee last week, and yet
Right.
until now, I'm not receiving an email.
Okay.
Paasa.
Oh, just a disclaimer: we are not against PNU. All right, we love
Yeah,
the university. It's a center of excellence for teacher education. It's just that we want to point out some of the things that can be worked on. Am I right?
yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe
So
we'll, okay, okay.
okay. So yeah, I actually also did email PNU regarding enrollment because in my case I am quite persistent. So I emailed them a lot of times just clarifying, and so finally they fixed my problem with the enrollment. So I'm more relaxed now. But I hope, Ma'am Christina, you'll be able to fix or sort it out by tomorrow.
Yes, yes. I'm patiently waiting.
Yeah, we need to patiently wait.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am, aside from the enrollment process, but in general, what challenges have you faced so far in pursuing graduate education?
Well, first of all, we really need the
Okay.
financial that maybe for me that's my first problem because I have siblings who are studying also, two college students.
Oh,
I'm supporting them. That's why I really have to divide to budget more my my income.
wow, kudos to
And as
you.
of now we are having our online class and our internet access it came from our pockets. So that's why we really need to budget. We have to tighten our budget.
Oh, you mean to say your school didn't provide any support when it comes to the internet connection?
Well, as of now, they had given us 300 pesos
I see.
for our internet last June until today.
Only until today.
Yeah. And the
Wow.
rest came out from our pocket. That's it.
Ooh, whew. These are the things that I don't want to hear, honestly, but it's reality. We have to face it. I
Yeah.
really hope our government officials will be able to address these problems. I think it's high time we have to make some real changes. Don't you agree?
Yes, of course. We're waiting for those changes, for those promises to be made true.
Oh,
We've been waiting for those promises.
all right. Well, to all those listening to us, DepEd, please, if you're listening, please listen to our teachers. You need
Yeah.
teachers. You cannot have a healthy economy without quality education. So please, please listen to Mom Christina. Okay. Well, so you mentioned financial challenges. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
um, really have to manage now my time
Okay.
in order to cope up with all the necessary responsibilities that I have to do in school, in my graduate studies, in our
Yeah.
family. There are so many. Yeah, those are the factors that really bothers me today.
Okay. You mentioned that you have two siblings in college now, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you are the breadwinner, or you're the one supporting your siblings.
Actually, I'm not really the breadwinner.
Okay.
We're just supporting our parents to send them
Okay.
to school, because my parents don't have that stable income.
Right.
So, me and my sister, we're going to support them also.
Oh wow. Is your sister also a teacher or has a different profession?
No, my sister is an OFW.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a former OFW. I worked in Abu Dhabi too as a teacher.
Wow.
Yeah. So, mabuhay lahat ng OFWs. As in, mabuhay talaga. Please feel help. Please.
Dami mo palang experience, sir. Ilang taon na po kayo?
I'm only 65. Joke lang. I'm 30,
65. Di po halata.
I'm 35 po.
Oh, 35. So young.
Yes. Oh, come on. Just okay. Yeah, so being an OFW, we salute OFWs working so hard to send money to their families here in the Philippines. Did you ever consider working abroad, Ma'am Christina?
Mm, yeah. Well, it came to my mind just last year because
Mhm.
a friend of mine also was hired
Oh,
abroad. So
where?
I'm also considering it as one of my goal.
Right, one of your goals?
Well, she was hired at USA
Oh my
in
goodness, that's
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Yeah,
Wow.
Arkansas.
But the US right now is having some issues with racial inequality and the mishandling
Yeah.
of the
Mm.
virus by President Trump. Would you I mean, would you still want to go there?
Well, as of now, in the midst of this pandemic, I changed my mind.
Whew, okay.
Maybe
But
after this pandemic.
yeah, actually, I'm still thinking of working abroad, even though I've done that already. In my case, I just want to finish this master's degree and think of other options for me.
Well, how's the experience of teaching abroad, sir?
Oh, thank you for asking. Well,
Ikaw na pa-interviewin ko.
sure. So, in Abu Dhabi, it's the middle part of UAE, United Arab Emirates, and it's in the Middle East. As you know, the climate is totally different.
Mm.
But what I mean by that
How
is
how
extreme climate.
extreme? Oh,
So if it's hot, it's too hot. It's almost
what?
like 50 degrees Celsius.
Oh my God, I can't stand that.
If it's your first time to go to the Middle East, oh my God, you would swear that you should have not come there because it's too hot. That's why people there would always stay in their flats or apartments the whole day if it's summer. And
Mm.
if it's winter, it's nicer because it's cooler, but you also have to wear jackets all the time. So it's extreme.
Extreme. It's really hard to adjust on that kind of weather or
Exactly.
climate.
Yeah. Yeah. But in my case, I work in a remote desert area of Abu Dhabi where they hired Koreans to work for a nuclear power
Mm.
plant, and
Oh.
Koreans hired me to teach them speaking English.
Mm. So you were in Abu Dhabi and yet you teach Koreans. How was the
Yes,
experience there?
isn't that weird?
Sure.
Well, the UAE government is partnering with different countries around the world. So they partnered with Korean government to work on nuclear power plant. So
Mm.
the Korean engineers need to polish their communication skill to communicate well with the locals, the Emiratis.
Also, you taught adults, sir,
Yes,
engineers,
I
professionals.
taught adults
Mm.
there. So that's
Mm.
my experience. And well, I have taught adults before here in the Philippines. So it's not much of an adjustment for me. It's more of the climate, and it's more of the office politics. Oh, okay. Are you still there, Ma'am Christina?
Hello, hello, sir.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I think the connection got lost.
Okay, okay. Uh,
Okay.
so anyway, that's my experience being an English teacher abroad. So let me go back to you if you
Yeah.
if you don't mind. So we're talking about challenges that you are facing as an incoming grad student of PNU. Now, my next question is, what what solutions have you used to address the challenges that you mentioned?
Well, first, first of all, I'm a person who really is not aware on correct budgeting.
Oh, uh-huh.
So I really have to discipline myself to allot this money into this one to this one. I really have to equalize it now for me to
Okay.
survive this challenge I'm facing right now. So I know myself as someone like that. That's why it's on myself now to have self discipline.
All right. So, are you telling me that you are an addict, like shopping addict?
Yeah, before.
Okay. I guess. Let me
I don't
guess.
know how to budget things out.
Let me guess. You always buy bags or makeup?
No, I'm not into makeup.
Okay.
Maybe shoes, bags.
All right.
Into going out here, there, eat here.
Oh wow. Okay.
But now, I have to discipline myself that I have responsibilities now to face.
Well, I think you are young, so I guess you're just enjoying the fruits of your labor as a teacher, and I think it's nothing but natural to be like that.
Yeah, I
But
was so young 2 years ago.
but as we mature, we also mature in terms of managing our money, our budget, and
Yeah.
because money is not forever, you lose it if you don't keep it. At this point of the podcast, if you have any questions or comments, please type them in. I'd be glad to interact with you. A while ago, we are talking about the challenges that you have faced being an incoming grad student of PNU. Now, let's talk about your vision for your degree. Ma'am, ano po, can you tell the listeners what your degree, the degree that you're taking up in PNU?
Well, I'm planning to take hello.
Yes, ma'am. Just continue
Can
talking,
you
ma'am.
hear me po?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm planning to take masters in education, major in ano po, leadership and management po.
Okay.
Educational management.
Okay. Educational leadership and management. Wow. So, what made you decide that this is the degree you want to take up?
Well, that's what I'm planning before na talaga.
Okay.
My original plan talaga is to take it in PUP, but they don't have that leadership major. So, I plan to do it na lang in PNU. So,
Mm,
I want to take it because personally, I'm engaged into groups ba. I really want to lead.
okay.
I really want to, to be involved in our
Right.
activities that I want them to listen to my
Right.
suggestions. I want them to apply also all the things that alam mo ba yun, yung gusto mo din na marinig ka, yung boses
Right.
din.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
So
I
if you have
understand.
those necessary knowledge ba and skills, if you are equipped, then you'll be able to apply it effectively po sa inyong mga
Yeah.
sa inyong calling.
I understand the rationale behind that thinking. You want to influence people to do to do things, to behave in certain ways, and perhaps achieving some goals. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a worthy aspiration. So you mentioned that you wanted to do this course at PUP. By the way, that's my alma mater when I was in college.
So you came from UP po pala.
Sa you said po sa PUP yung you wanted to take the educational leadership and management po, no?
Yeah. But I was not able to pursue it because, some problems occurred, unexpected.
Okay. So what problems would you like to share with us? What problem you encountered?
Um, well, my father got some illness and they need
Okay.
some financial support also. So, may supposedly na tuition sana na
Uh,
ibabayad dun. I just
I see.
gave it to my
Okay. By the way, Ma'am Christina, I just like to acknowledge the presence of another guest, uh, Ma'am Sana Cadiz.
Hello po.
Hello, Ma'am Sana. I can see that.
Hello.
Can you hear us, Ma'am?
Wait po, I'll just put my...
Okay, no problem.
Hello?
Yes,
Hi,
I
good afternoon.
I can hear you, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good
And
afternoon po, sir.
yes po. Ma'am, we also have another guest. She is Ma'am Christina Dadan.
So, hello, good
Hi
afternoon po, Ma'am
po.
Christina. Hello po, good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon po, ma'am.
So first of
Po.
all, I really want to thank the both of you for being so gracious enough to accept my invitation. So my heart is filled with joy. Thank you so much for spending time with me.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay,
Sir.
so ma'am, how should I call you, ma'am? Because the name on the screen is Eileen Grace.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Nag-borrow ako ng ng laptop kasi mahina yung net ng laptop ko. Okay.
Okay.
Sana pa rin po, San, sir.
Okay. Hi, ma'am Sana. Um,
Yes.
so, ma'am, we have been talking about s- things about pursuing graduate education since an hour ago. But since it's you just came in, would you like to introduce yourself to our listeners?
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Actually, my name talaga is Rosana Icadis. I am 25 years old and I
Okay.
am a public school teacher for 4 years already.
Okay.
And I'm currently handling right now SPED, focusing sa mga children with gifted and talented po.
All right. Gifted and talented. Wow.
Yes po.
I think, Ma'am Sana, you have a bit of similarity with Mom Christina because a while ago, Mom Christina said that she also had an experience teaching a child or children with special needs. Is that right,
Mhm.
Mom Christina?
Yes, yes po.
Yeah. So, Mom Sana, would you like to tell our listeners your experience of teaching kids with special needs and with gifted abilities?
Okay, so actually I tried before teaching deaf.
Okay.
I also had a chance to handle children with autism,
All right.
intellectual disability, but now I ended up teaching gifted class. Okay, so based on my experience, it's not easy actually.
Mm,
Kasi, especially that when I started teaching SPED 2017, then
okay.
I graduated from college 2016.
Okay.
Parang automatically nasabak ko. Can I speak Tagalog?
Oh,
Is it
sure, ma'am.
okay? If
Whatever you're
I
comfortable with.
Taglish, I'll talk in Taglish. Okay.
Sure.
So, um, yes, that's it. Then when I started teaching gifted,
Right.
I was shocked actually kasi I thought gifted maraming ano po, multiple disability.
Intelligences. Oh, disability.
Oh,
Okay.
aside from being gifted, may mga other ano pa diagnoses, for
Ah,
example, gifted with autism, gifted with actually gifted automatic they are followed with ADHD.
okay.
So actually my first month in teaching in public school, I was shocked because I was even I had an experience no nasigawan ng
Oh,
a child with giftedness plus
okay.
diagnosed with autism.
Okay.
I'm not really that 2017 as bago lang akong graduate, dinasabak agad ako for that na
Mm.
So madami actually aside from that, ang pinaka-challenging po is aside from I'll be honest kasi yung education ngayon, if you're a public school teacher, hindi lang, you're not just focused po sa classroom eh. Aside
Yes.
from that, may mga extra pa. So, in my first year of teaching 2017, ginawa ako agad na science coordinator.
Okay.
Then, naging ano po ako, naging SPG advisor. So, na-shock talaga ako nung binagsakan ako ng maraming work.
Oh,
Then,
ma'am,
every time
ma'am, sorry po. Ano po yung SPG? What's the meaning of that?
it's Supreme Pupil Government.
Supreme
Parang ano po
Pupil
siya,
Government.
organization, the highest organization ng school, parang ano siya, if sa high school, Supreme Student Government, parang may
Okay.
mga president of the school, like
Yes,
that.
yes, yes.
Yes. And then aside from that, competitions, kasi every time na may competition, all subjects, math, science, aralin panlipunan, lahat yan hinahakot from gifted class eh.
Okay.
Yeah, so automatic as an advisor, saba ka din doon for So talaga I even SPED teacher, especially yung mga multiple disabilities, maiiyak ka talaga if you're sa frustration sometimes na feeling mo, pati pag lunch mo, nasa-sacrifice,
Right.
then yung health mo actually, yes, pero good thing, yung I was the youngest teacher sa school eh.
Okay.
Then yung mga seasoned teacher na yung mga nakakasama ko.
Okay.
So, every time na nasasalubong nila ako, tinatawag nila ako, then they told me na, pahinga ka naman, unahin mo yung health mo kasi ang teacher, para mas maging effective ka, you must also aware sa health mo. Dapat mo na rin yung health mo. Then, first year, second year, todo trabaho talaga ako. Pero my third year now, that is why nag-MA ako. Actually, part of it, para may reason ako maglaylo sa work. Pero the work pa din, kailangan pa rin ng utak, mental,
Yes.
pero at least malilimit-limit na siya sa school. Yun.
Oh, I think I'm quite guilty of that.
Yes po.
I think many students pursuing graduate education also want some welcome relief from the daily grind of classroom activities.
Yes po, that's true.
So,
especially now, kaya nga, na-late ako ng pasok medyo kasi may tinapos akong report whole week na seminar. Akong gumawa ng report, kaya medyo na-late ako. Nagka-deadline kasi ako ngayon eh.
Oh, okay. So I understand, ma'am. Don't worry about that. So
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ma'am Sana, for introducing a bit of yourself, a bit of your work to us. So, Ma'am Christina, if you want to ask questions to Ma'am Sana, it's okay.
Ay, hello, sir. Hello, ma'am.
Hello po, ma'am. Good afternoon po.
So, good afternoon po. From what school po kayo?
I'm from Pasay SPED Center. T. Villanueva Elementary School, Pasay City SPED Center po.
Okay. So, same po pala tayo. I've been teaching in the public school for 3 years.
Okay.
Magkaiba po. Kasi I'm teaching grade 1 pupils.
Ano po sila? Specialize saan po sila? Categorize saan po na
regular class. Regular.
Yeah. Regular, okay.
Regular class. So, regular class as expected. Halo-halong behavior.
Yeah, actually.
Learning styles.
Yes. Marami dyan din actually po, ma'am, na if you are familiar about mainstreaming,
Yes
inclusion,
po. Oo,
yes,
nangyari po sa akin yan.
kaya good thing
Yeah.
may SPED background po pag ganun po.
Um, Yun po yung reason bakit binigay sa akin yung SPED student na yun kasi I was able to attend a seminar, 1 week seminar about SPED,
Yes po.
handling SPED learners. So, they gave it to me.
Okay. May mga mainstream pupil po kayo, ma'am?
Last year meron po and then on my first year of teaching, I have one student, ADHD po. So,
Mahirap, no? It's,
so you're handling some students who have ADHD, autism, ganun po ba? Tama po ba?
yes po. Actually, when you, no, if you refer sa gifted, based on my observation lang ha, hindi naman ako nagda-diagnose, but based on my observation lang, parang most of them, ano na yan eh, kasangga. Kasangga kasi of course, especially pag gifted, we know naman na medyo kailangan advance sila. Pag hindi mo mabigay kung ano yung kailangan nila for that time, parang na ano na sila, ang attention nila iba na. Siguro yun yun.
Yeah.
Yun yung reason din minsan na nasasabi kong ADHD sila kasi hindi ko na-meet yung kanilang expectation kasi dapat iba eh. Actually, during my undergrad, merong talagang SPED na specialization for gifted and talented, which is hindi yun ang ano ko field. Kaya nagulat din ako. But ano na, tama, experience is the best teacher. Habang tumatagal ka, nadi-discover mo din naman kung which is hindi naman the best kasi we all know there is always the best eh. Pero saan ang mas what yun, mas
applicable.
effective, mas
Yeah.
effective na strategy sa mga bata.
So,
Pero
can
yes
you
po.
share us po some of those strategies na ginagawa niyo po sa room niyo
Oh
in
yeah.
order
Okay.
to deal with those ano?
Okay, sige. Okay, alam mo, you know what? Good thing din na ang SPED namin dyan is pioneer also. Kasi actually I'm from Pasay, which is, ano, ang cluster ko, nabilang ako sa isang cluster, mga pioneer of SPED. Magkakatabi kami yung Philippine School for the Blind,
Okay.
Deaf, and then kami. So kami, yan yung isang ano lang kami cluster. So, ang good thing din, pag may ino-offer na mga project ang mga companies, mga projects, for example, na for educational purposes, automatic na kami yung nagiging recipient. Eh. Hindi naman all, but yun yung maganda. So, which is mga bago siya na strategy na first time sa mga bata. So, na-notice ko yan, palagi kami nagiging recipient ng mga program nila. So, meron kami isa ngayong robotics, which is ang gifted class talaga, very sila excited when in terms of technology. So, gumagamit kami ngayon ng mga ng mga tawag dito, teaching strategies involving mga robotics, kahit nga math, English, na-integrate namin doon yung robotics. So, mas enjoy sila. Yun nga lang, ang problem lang sometimes, syempre public school, medyo limited ang mga facilities, like mga ano. So, lang, maging resourceful lang ang teacher kung dapat doon ka lang magiging paano yung scheduling ng tama, maging yung routine ng teacher, mayroong tawag doon classroom management ng teacher ang
Yes.
dapat dyan. Structured ka lang as a teacher, yun nga, yung pag may mga seminars about na, ay, bago to sa mga bata, siguro magagamit ko to. Attend mo na, find time for that. Kasi aside na matututo ka na, may masishare ka pa sa mga bata and it really helps na ma-excite sila pumasok sa classroom. Especially ngayon, di ba, ang robotics, technology, mga interactive games. Ngayon nga actually, nagiging app developer na rin kami kasi alam natin na remote learning na po tayo. So, kailangan ka pa rin mag-develop ng mga interactive games and mga online application. So, ngayon, aside sa mga modules, videos, app developer na rin po ang mga teachers, especially sa gifted class.
Yes.
Yun po.
Wow.
Maging open-minded ka lang. Po.
Parang,
Learn for more.
Ma'am Sana, it sounds like advanced yung class mo compared to other public schools.
Kasi po under po kami ng STED program.
I
So,
see. Okay.
yes po, naka ano kami. Meron yung school namin is dalawa. It's my regular classroom, then my
Okay.
SPED department.
I
My
see.
regular department and my SPED
Ah,
department. So, mas ano po ang SPED namin. Yun yung ano namin, yung ang ang tawag dito, yung advantage
Right.
namin po. Pero
ah,
limited lang po ang slots namin. Yun lang yung ano niya,
Ah, I
one section
see.
with limited number of learners po.
Ma'am, question. Do you have a tie-up with DOST or Philippine Science High School or?
Actually, wala kami doon po.
I see. Okay.
Wala, iba, mga private organizations po ang sa
Hmm.
amin. Pero mga knowledge channel, doon din po sa amin yung share
Wow.
din namin sa regular class. Yung mga ngayon meron kaming bagong Planeteers, yung mga nag-introduce ng robotic teaching. Yun.
Yes. Now,
Yes po.
thinking back when you mentioned about children with giftedness along with ADHD,
Yes po.
kind of reminds me of myself. Not that I'm
Uh,
not that I'm claiming that I'm gifted, no, but you mentioned that a child with ADHD is someone who expects so much of the teacher and demands so much.
yes po, that's very true po.
Okay, well, is that me? I don't know, but no, I'm just making this moment lighter. But thank you for the question, Mom Christina, and good answer, Mom
okay.
Sana.
So, I just want to share something din po.
Sure po,
Kasi
sure, ma'am.
in our school po, so yung equivalent po ng SPED class nyo, ma'am, is in our school we call it special science class. So our
Yes po.
school is also considered special science school. So we have certain sections din po na gaya sa inyo, ma'am. Yeah,
Yes po.
yung mga gifted ba, so well, I didn't experience it firsthand. So I can't really share something po tungkol sa
Yeah.
klase nila dito.
Okay. Actually,
And
I can
pero
share.
I have
Okay. Well.
pero totoo po kayo, mama, kasi I was able to to experience it pala nung on my very first year of teaching. The teacher of that special science class to asked me a favor to yung bantayan yung class niya kasi meron siyang seminar. So tama po kayo na talagang kapag kulang po yung activities na binibigay niyo, talagang
Yes
magugulo po
po.
sila.
Yes po.
Kailangang tuloy-tuloy po yung yung ibibigay mo activities na dapat may pinakalikot sila, may minuto, ganun po. Tama
Yeah.
po kayo, ma'am.
Yes po. Actually,
Actually,
I
may
had
robotics din po kami dito eh.
Wow.
Same po tayo, ma'am.
yes, i-maximize natin mga ganyang chances na mga pre-offered na mga programs with
Yes
private
po. Pareho po
organizations.
tayo, may mga stakeholders din po sila. Mga private stakeholders.
Well,
Actually, I have an sige sir, sorry.
no, Ma'am Sana, sige po, just continue. I'm about to ask question, but sige po, continue.
I had another experience to share po na I have this pupil before last year na nag-wild, gifted talaga siya, assessed as gifted. Aside
Okay.
from giftedness, assessed din siya na developmental delay, di ba? Contradicting gifted
Right,
pero
right.
developmentally delayed.
Oh.
Delayed siya in terms of adaptive skills. Yung mga basic na mga pambahay na how to, sa self-care, medyo siya doon.
Ma'am Sana,
Pero,
Ma'am Sana, what do you call that po? 'Cause I remember, is that idiot savant or something
again,
else?
okay.
An idiot savant?
Again,
The
sir, I can't hear you.
idiot savant.
I, I'm not
I,
familiar
okay.
with the term. Okay.
I just realized that term.
Yeah. Wait lang po, sir. Wait lang.
Sige ma'am, just continue.
Kasi medyo, okay. I had, and then, yun na, siya, delayed siya developmentally sa mga adaptive skills. But in terms of science and math, grabe siya, superior kung saan-saan siya napapadpad. Siya yung nagbigay sa akin ng first chance na lumaban kung saan-saan sa math as a trainer, math. Pero I had this experience na yung lesson namin is about conversion. Na parang nasira talaga. Hindi ko naman nasabi na naging ako, pero parang buong araw ko talaga naging negative dahil sa nangyari yun. Kasi
Right.
ang lesson is about conversion, metric conversion, yes. Converting sa math yun. Then, meron akong question na ako yung gumawa. Siyempre, as I said kay sir, hindi ako language, ganon talaga ka, ano, sa
Mm.
language. Kasi,
Mm.
kasi yung major ko is for deaf, eh, di ba? Yung deaf
Yes.
kasi iba rin kay pag-usap, eh. Wala,
Yeah.
ano yun, yung mga linking verbs nun talagang basic. Pero hindi naman ako ganon gumawa. Pero, ang kanya, may question ako doon that says na, if the typhoon enters the Philippine area of responsibility for 3 hours, ganon. Then, i-convert mo yan to seconds,
Minutes? Oh,
your,
seconds.
ganon,
Okay.
seconds, or na, kaya na ng grade 3 yan, ng mga
Mm.
ganon. Then, ayaw niyang maniwala kasi hindi realistic daw ang question ko. Kasi hindi po pwedeng magstay yung typhoon for 3 hours lang in the Philippine area of responsibility. Yun yung kanyang ini-insist.
Okay.
Sabi ko,
Yeah.
no, focus ka lang sa concept ng question. Paano mo i-convert? No, sinigawan niya ako. As in, nag-wild siya, gulong-gulong siya sa may
Mm.
floor kasi hindi daw realistic. Eh, ayaw, syempre naman, if you're a teacher na gano'n, huwag kang pumayag din naman na magpapa-under ka. Kasi doon, makikita ng classmates nila na, ay, si ma'am pala, si teacher pala, ganun. Pag ginanon mo palang, kayang-kaya ka. No, dapat ano ka,
Okay.
kung
Yeah.
ano ka, ano mo rin. Pero hindi naman yung point na talagang, ano mo siya, may child protection policy tayo ngayon, eh, mahirap yon at hindi ko yung
Yes.
personality. As in, yun yung, na-prove ko talaga na kailangan ko talaga maghanap ng isang classroom rule na malalabanan kapag ganyan ang ano ko. Kaya, pero until now, hindi ko pa nahahanap ang perfect na strategy.
Okay.
Kaya, oo, pero lesson learned talaga doon na next time, i-assess mo ng maayos yung mga bata, and then, if you make a question, dapat research ka rin talaga. Yung maging maging
Right.
detailed. Yun, as a teacher, maging detailed ka dapat din. Yun. Kaya it really time consuming though fulfilling.
That's a very good tip, Ma'am Sana, no?
Yes po.
Sometimes we teachers just take for granted that
Yes.
our students are also actually in some respects, in some aspects, are more advanced than us.
Yes po, that's true.
So we cannot just be complacent about our lesson plan and our knowledge. And Ma'am Christina,
Yes, sir.
okay. Thank you.
So,
Thank you so much, Ma'am Christina and Ma'am Sana, for sharing your thoughts about, your experiences in the classroom. But let me just refocus our discussion to the topic for today's podcast, which is pursuing graduate education. So I already asked Ma'am Christina a while ago, Ma'am Sana, about her reason for pursuing graduate education. Would you like to share to our listeners your reason for pursuing?
Okay. So, why I
Yes.
first, actually, po, magsa-start pa lang ako. This is my first time to start
Yes.
MA. So, the reason is, first of course, as a teachers, it's a must, di ba? It's a must. Parang, palagi nga sinasabi sa akin ng principal ko, isang kasalanan, pag nag-retire ka in na teacher, na ewan ko lang ha, baka sabihin niyo mali yung ano lang, parang yun lang yung motivation ko rin
We're not judging,
na
don't worry.
yun nga na teacher 1 na magre-retire ka as a teacher na teacher 1 yun po. So, and of course, syempre, if you want something higher than teacher 1, you have to invest in a professional growth na aspect. Yun yung isang reason ko. Yun, kasi 'di ba, ano tawag doon? Um, meritocratic. You're familiar?
Meritocracy. Meritocracy.
Oo, yan.
Okay.
Yan, ganun. Na if you want higher, if you want to be promoted, you have to show something, 'di ba? Evidence na yun ka na you are really fit for this position. Yun yung first reason ko. Next is nasa plan ko talaga yan eh. Every year, I need to achieve something. Since 2016, parang nasa first stage, second stage, every year, I need to finish something. I have to accomplish something relevant to my career. For example, 2016, nag-graduate ako. I passed the exam, the
Right.
licensure exam. Then, naging private school teacher ako, which is according din sa plan ko, na gusto ko, if my first learners are kinder. So,
Mm.
naging kinder teacher ako. And next is, 2017, na nakapasok ako sa public. Yun yung next
Okay.
steps ko. Then, na-notice ko na, ay, hindi pa pala ako handa mag-MA 2017 kasi nga,
Mm.
grabe yung trabaho, hindi na ako natutulog, pumayat ako ng sobra. So, adjustment sa time. At isa pang reason is, mag-isa lang ako dito. Kasi
Mm.
yung family ko is sa Iloilo. So,
Mm.
wala akong support system sa bahay na for my food, gano'n. So, sabi ko, hindi pa tayo mag-MA ang 2017. Then, I have learned about sign language certification. So, isa din yun kasi deaf major ako. So, gusto ko
Yes.
magkaroon ng license, certification na pwede ako maging interpreter for sign language.
Yes.
So, exactly January 2018, nag-enroll ako for certification. So, nalaman ko na 6th level pala yon, and it takes 2 years para matapos. Pero
Wow.
hindi ko tinigilan. Hindi ko siya tinigilan talaga. Kasi I hate na hindi ko matapos ang umpisahan ko eh. Yun yung concept ko ngayon So, hindi ko siya tinigilan. Natapos ko siya exactly December 2019. So, nag-graduation ako December 2019.
Last
Ngayon
year.
lang,
Wow.
kaso lang, yes. Kaso lang, hindi ko pa siya gano'n na gagamit kasi wala pang chance kasi kulang ako sa time. Pero natapos ko siya. Then, January 2020, sabi ko, mag-EMA na ako. So, I tried UP Diliman.
Mm.
Nag-ano ako sa UP Diliman. Though, yan, then, nung napasa ko na siya, when I passed the exam sa UP Diliman, nakita ko yung schedule. Ang
Mm.
schedule nila. It's really not for me. Kasi, yung weekdays ang schedule, then it's 5 p.m. then to 5 a.m. 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Tapos ako
Okay.
na mag-isa. Wala akong kasama. So, natakot ako from Quezon City to Pasay. Naggabi ako magka-travel. Then at 6 a.m., 5:45
Alright.
a.m., nasa school na ako agad. Kasi 6
Alright.
a.m. ang class ko. 6 a.m. to 12:30. So, feeling ko hindi para sa akin yung UP Diliman. So, hindi ko siya pinursu kasi for my safety and for health purpose.
Yes.
So, sabi ko, may isa pa akong gusto. Yung PNU naman.
Mm.
So, nalaman ko na ang PNU, July, magsa-start ang class. Sabi ko, baka okay. So, nag-try na naman ako mag-pursue. Then, mag-take the exam.
Yes.
So, actually, next is nahirapan ako. So, wala akong kasama. Ako lang mag-isa. Pero, ang ginawa ko, naghanap ako ng isang iba na kasama na pwede ko siyang sa pag-apply. So, may narinig ako sa kasama ko, nakilala ko na may gustong mag-apply. So,
Okay.
kaya nang ginawa ko, sir, sa'yo, para nag-communicate ako sa kanya, hindi ko siya
yes.
kilala. Chinat ko yun. Chinat ko siya kasi desperate na ako eh. Last ko na, dalawa lang kasi yung option ko eh. It's UP Diliman or PNU. Eh, wala
Right.
na ako sa UP, hindi ko na siya, tinanggal ko na siya sa option ko. Chinat ko yun, yung girl na yun. Though,
Okay.
schoolmate ko naman, chinat ko siya. From Caloocan niya siya eh.
Okay.
Yun, dun nakasama ko siya apply. And
Okay.
then, yung nag-result, na-release na yung result, confident ako doon kasi sabi ko, kaya namin yan, mapapass namin yan, gano'n. Na-found out ko na, siguro hindi pa niyan time, hindi na pa time mag-take the exam kasi wala yung pangalan niya sa list. Doon na naman ako ng problema. Yeah, doon na naman ako ng problema. Wala akong kasama. Kasi syempre, di ba, yun kasi ako if gusto ko may kasama palagi, pag wala, medyo ako, kasi ang oras, hindi rin ako makaka-focus para makakuha din ako ng ibang information kasi hindi lang naman yun yung focus ko, yung pag-process niya May iba pa akong ginagawa. So, yun nga, yung the day na last minute na, kasi kailangan ko pa mag-promi sa ngayon kasi yung mga documents ko nasa Iloilo kaya medyo na-delay yung pag-process ko. Tapos late ko na nabasa yung mga email. Kaya yung last day na yon wala na, as in, wala na akong choice, kundi na chat kita, sir. Kaya, yun, so, yun. Naghanap ako ng taong may same problema sa akin.
Exactly.
Yes,
Same here, mom.
I don't know.
Din si sir.
I think, post ako doon sa PNU Facebook page and then, tinanong ko kung anong problema or anong process. Tapos may nag-reply isang lalaki, student, and then nag-reply na din kayo. So, good thing pala that I posted that.
Yes po. It's a great
Yes.
help po, actually, na buhayan ako ng loob. Dahil sa nakita kong post, hindi lang pala ako may problema na ganito, ma-chat nga, ganun.
Yeah, just to insert something. Because I noticed yung process ng PNU. We're talking about now the challenges we are facing as incoming grad students. So I noticed yung challenges at PNU would be the communication aspect
Yes.
in terms of
Yes.
Actually,
the
easy naman.
process.
Yeah, easy naman po if siguro you can go there and magtanong ka ng personally. Pero kasi hindi sila agad, I mean, hindi naman na, I mean, hindi agad na
We're not bashing PNU,
response.
okay? Just
Oh,
to be
yeah,
clear,
yeah,
we are
yeah.
not bashing
Yeah,
PNU.
yeah. Yes, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Kaya nga, idol yung school doon ako eh.
Pero they don't accept walk-ins daw sa mismong school mo.
Yun nga, yun yung problem po.
So, online po lahat.
Yes, so yeah, we understand that they're not accepting because of health issues, and but from my end, I really hope that they would be much clearer when it comes to informing applicants or aspiring students about the exact process, what to do if something goes wrong, who to contact, so something like that. If it could be more clear, if it could be clearer, I think I'll give them more than 2 thumbs up. Hello, fellow lifelong learners. I also posted a blog on my Facebook page. If you want to know more about it, kindly check it out. Thank you. Welcome back to Thinking Cap podcast. Thank you, Mom Christina and Mom Sana, for sharing with us your thoughts and your experiences of teaching to your respective classes. And we are now nearing the end of our podcast this afternoon. And before we end this, let me ask you uh, the last few questions I prepared. So let me begin with this. Ma'am, Ma'am Christina, you mentioned that
Yes po.
your degree in PNU is Educational Leadership and Management.
Yes
So,
po, yes.
ma'am, where do you see your degree from here on out? Saan niyo po nakikita itong degree ninyo from, let's say, 10 years from now, 15 years from now?
Ah,
Medyo
well,
malalim po ba?
sobrang lalim po. Alam mo, di ba sabi ko kanina, I really don't want that feeling of being stuck up.
Right.
So, I want to grow more. I want to spread more my wings in order to learn from all the things around us, and in order for me also to be prepared that, tama po yung sabi ni Ma'am Sana kanina na kasalanan nga yung magre-retire ka na maging teacher one lang.
Mm.
So, I think will be my stepping stone in order for to go higher po in the
All right.
future.
Stepping stone to move higher, to maybe to greener pasture. How about you, Ma'am Sana? Where do you see where do you see your degree in PNU from, say 10 or 15 years from now?
15 years from now, okay. Or 10, sige.
Yes.
Try to answer. Actually, I am planning to take up MA in studying intellectual disability. Though,
Right.
first choice ko talaga is HI. But because of suggestion of people around me, why is it na mag-HI pa ako, wherein yun na yung undergrad ko. So, ay papalitan ko. So, siguro 10 years from now, okay, para mas mabilis, connect everything.
Sure.
Okay?
Sure.
Ganito yan. I really wanted to become, actually, matagal na, undergrad pa lang ako is, I want to become a college professor po.
Right.
Yun yung talagang target ko before I age 30. Yun po. At babalik ako sa province at doon ako. Though, yung greener pasture na sabi mo yan kanina, yun din yung
Yes.
isang, yan yung plan ko. Pero nag-iba na. Hindi na yun yung, tinanggal ko na yan sa mind ko. Pero hindi naman na sinasabi ko yan na, yun na. Kasi hindi namin alam yung plan ni God. Pero, 80% of me says, I want to go home in my province, then maging college professor ako. At yun yung kailangan ko, yung master's na yan, na master's degree. So I chose maging sped pa rin yung ano ko, choice ko is because yun nga, if feeling ko if you're a sped teacher, dapat alam mo first and foremost yung may ID, yung mga may Down
Yes.
syndrome, kasi yun yung pag sinabi mong sped, yun agad ang maiisip mo eh, 'di ba? Pero ngayon masasabi ko hindi pa ako ganoon kagaling sa kanila. So doon ako magfo-focus na ngayon kasi alam ko na yung HI, alam ko na yung gifted na fast learner. Dalawa na lang ang gusto ko, intellectual disability and visually impaired. After ko na visually impaired naman next, pero unahin ko muna yung HI. So that when pag college na ako, gusto ko STEM teacher, covered ko medyo lahat. Medyo
Right.
lahat yung purpose ko. Yun po yung focus ko. At saka syempre, alam naman natin that inclusion, education for all tayo, 2015 law na mandated na education for all. So dapat kahit sa regular may SPED, so dapat ang mga teachers sa regular may idea sa SPED. So
Yes.
for sure sa college nila, kailangan nila may SPED course. So yun yung target ko. Yan po.
Okay. Ma'am, just to clarify, no, you mentioned HI. What does it mean?
HI, teaching children with hearing impairment.
Hearing impairment. Okay. Thank you so much. Just for the sake of our listeners. So, wow. In my case, if you would ask me, kasi I'm taking up English language education, so I can see that this degree would be useful 10, 15 years from still be useful and relevant because I think since we're all trapped in our homes, not being able to go outside, we need to use technology to communicate, do some collaborative work with people from outside the country. And we need a medium such as English to convey our ideas, to exchange opinions, and do some stuff. So this is where I'm coming from as an English language teacher. So how about you, Ma'am Christina? Any thoughts along those lines?
Pardon, sir?
How about you po? So, for example, English, your degree is educational leadership and management. So 10, 15 years from now, you think people or students would still be needing educational leaders, educational managers?
Yes, of course, sir, because that's the very first one that we have to instill to our
Hmm.
learners that in order for them, di ba, yung old adage that in order for them to be a good follower, they have to be to be a good leader, they have to be a good follower. So, yun po yung parang pinaka-foundation ba na pwede nating i-instill sa ating mga
Right.
learners in order to become a good citizen of this country. So maybe I think it is really relevant
Okay.
and for our learners.
Right. We need leaders. When we say leaders,
Yes.
true leaders, leaders of actions, not just words.
Yes.
Thank you, Ma'am Christina. How about you, Ma'am Sana? Anything you want to add to what you already said?
Um, Same question, sir, yung 10 years from now, or like that?
Like 10 or 15 years from now, do you think being a do you think people needs SPED teachers 10, 15 years from now? Is there a need for such degree?
For sure, sir, yes.
Okay.
Why? Because, as I said nga, di ba, kanina, na we have a new, parang yung SPED sa Pilipinas, medyo binibigyan na ng pansin eh, unlike before. We have the, inclusion, mainstreaming, ganon, which is na-observe ko talaga ngayon kasi especially nakikita ko sa regular class na pag medyo okay na yung bata sa SPED, na may intellectual disability, though medyo hindi pa, still, kasi inclusion eh, kasi emotionally may impact yun, may positive impact pag ang SPED child with special needs, mai-immerse mo sa regular class, parang feeling niya, wow, I belong, or
Yes.
typical, parang ganon. So, actually, ang dami kong tanong, nag-observe ako ngayon, ang dami kong question, bakit ganon, like that, no? Na, why is it? Nag-include sila, but, oh my God, Actually, I'm afraid to kasi baka yung mga ano ko, yung mga nakakakilala sa akin, so judgmental naman to masyado. Hindi, no. But that's reality actually, sir.
Yeah.
Reality, I'm speaking in behalf of reality na na-observe ko
Right.
na kailangan ng regular teacher ang STED background. Kasi
Mm.
may ibang bata na in-include mo, mainstream mo, napapabayaan. Which is, I think, I've heard, narinig-rinig ko lang, and of course, through my readings, na at the future, sa future, kailangan magiging mandated na ang mga regular teacher may background ng SPED. So, of course, ang magtuturo din ng SPED na background na yun is someone or a teacher na may background din.
Right.
Na authentic na, I mean, totoong hands-on na background.
Yes.
I mean, yung
Experiential,
immerse
yeah.
talaga. Yes, ganon. So, I think, doon ko magagamit doon. Doon ko ma-apply yung knowledge ko sa pag-taking up MA SPED.
Okay, awesome answer. Thank you. Just in addition, actually, yes, I think your Mom Christina's degree is still gonna be relevant and useful in the future, and likewise, Mom Sana. Nowadays, there's an increasing rate of depression among our students,
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
and mental health is a hot topic, and people with mental health will need specialists like Ma'am Sana, also Ma'am Christina, being an educational leader or manager, you should know these issues and be able to put up a system how to address problems. Would you agree with me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
totally
That's very
agree.
true.
Okay, well, thank you so much for those wonderful answers. And this is probably my last question to the both of you. Ma'am Christina, what's your vision for higher education in general? Because just to give a context, no, there's a call for higher education to be abolished because they think that it's just a waste of money, a waste of time. Children can actually learn everything just by googling. So, what's the point of pursuing higher education? What's your take on this, Ma'am Christina?
Sir, that's a big no for me if they're
Mm,
going to abolish higher education because, well, you can, in Google, we can't experience it in reality, diba? So, if you are in higher education, we will be going to experience face-to-face interactions. We're
mhm.
going to experience things, those real things that we can see, you can hear, you can touch. And with that, if you replace it with Google, that's a big problem. Maybe problems would arise. So I don't think so that um, that's a great idea to abolish higher education, sir.
Eh, ma'am, paano
Iba po
yan?
kasi yung,
Sige, ma, sige.
sige po, sige.
I'm just
Ah,
gonna play the devil's advocate here. Paano yan, ma'am? Eh, pag hindi tumigil tong pandemya, I mean, if it's not gonna end, nakakulong tayo sa Zoom, sa online meeting. Hindi tayo makaka face-to-face, physical contact. What are we gonna do?
well, kahit po na ngayon, no, sir, na may online learning, may distance learning, kailangang mga virtual na lahat, there is still intervention from us teachers,
Okay,
from a real human, because iba pa rin talaga yung ano, 'di ba, yung kausap mo talagang tao kasi may emotions, may feelings 'yun. Alam
right.
niya yung nararamdaman mo, and then maiintindihan ka niya in just seconds of staring each other, of seeing each other, 'di ba? So, you can't really replace yung ano talaga, yung ano ng totoong tao sa mga virtual na or artificial intelligence na yun.
Hmm.
So,
Okay.
yun po yung ano.
Thank you, ma'am, for your input. How about you, Ma'am Sana?
Okay, sir. Wait. Okay, so to answer your question, sir, are you referring, sir, higher education na master's degree?
Oh,
To be
actually,
exact po.
technically, higher education includes college
Oh, yeah, college. Yes,
and
included yung
and
college
graduate
po. Yes.
graduate studies. So yeah.
Yes po, undergrad na. Okay, sir. I think tama po yung yung explanation ni Ma'am Christina, especially now that nanonotice mo, di ba? If you open social media, medias, parang, yes, ang daming matalinong tao. Maraming advanced na tao, technologically brilliant, ang talino. But, ang na-notice mo is kulang sila sa diba?
Okay.
We know that cognitive,
Affective.
affective domain. Yes,
Effective.
yun yun.
Yeah.
Which is, makukuha mo yan, hindi yan mabibigay ng technology eh.
Mm.
Makukuha mo yan sa tao mismo who, like you,
Yes, right.
makaka-sympathize,
Right.
makaka-put his shoes on your position or ganon,
Yes. Yes.
ganon. So, tao lang ang makaka-provide, not robot or anything. So, we need to be exposed dyan sa uh, dito sa mga professionals talaga na makakatulong talaga sa atin na ma-elaborate kung ano yung nasa technology, ano yung benefit niyan, ano yung disadvantage niyan, ano yung mga ganong mga ideas, sir. So, kailangan talaga human to human interaction. I don't agree na ang computer and a human lang. Aside from then, aside from ang focus kasi rin may mga studies din ako before na nababasa about negative impact of technology. So, kailangan natin mag-seek professional advice. Yun yung dapat. And through that, makukuha natin yan if we immerse ourselves sa mga tao who are more knowledgeable than us. Yung Vygotsky idea of scaffolding, more knowledgeable person, mga ganun
Classic
po.
theorists.
Yes po.
Okay. Well,
Yan po, sir.
wow, wonderful, wonderful answers from the both of you. Although, in my case, kasi let's say I'm a science buff. I read a lot of science-related articles, technology-related. So these things play in my head. I'm not sure if you're familiar with deepfake. We know artificial intelligence, but there's a higher level than artificial intelligence. It's been envisioned that machine will have consciousness someday. I'm not sure if you have read some articles about that. So this, to me, this is an exciting future. How about you, Mom Christina? Do you see it as exciting as I do, or not really?
Well, as of now, I can't vision it, sir.
Okay.
Some technologies having feelings, emotions, it's still a big question to me.
Okay. No problem. How about you, Ma'am Sana?
Technology as to replace human.
Yeah, totally
Yeah,
replace
ganon.
humans. Just machines
Okay.
acting like
Of course, okay, of course, that's very admirable, di ba? Because ang makaka-create niyan is matalinong tao lang. Super superior. Especially pag naging ang pupil ko makagawa ng ganyan, magiging ako na ata ang pinakamaging masayang teacher. But on the other hand, let's also, what do you call this one?
Yeah.
Iba pa rin kasi yung tao na yes, nandyan yung technology. Pero ang technology may negative and positive Wala yung free will. I mean, yung gift of choice. Nga tao lang ang binigyan. So, kung paano siya pinrogram, yun lang yan yung gagawin niya for sure. Okay? Pero ang tao kasi, pwede yan maging, okay, ang robot na to, masaya, malungkot. Pero, yung parang interdependence, positive interdependence, ito, i-consider ko to, consider, which is tao lang ang makakagawa. Na before niya gawin ang choice, marami siyang i-consider muna. So, I think magaling ang artificial intelligence into a higher level. Di ba? May mga Mars exploration pa nga tayo, yung mission of perseverance, ganun. But I think, human-made pa rin yan. And I think no one can replace God's creation, which is tao pa rin po. Yung gift of choice ng tao po. Yun po.
All right. Wow. Thank you for responding very well to all my questions, Ma'am Christina and Ma'am Sana. This is the end of our podcast. I just want to get your last few words. Share with our listeners. Anything? Last message to our listeners? Ma'am Christina?
Hello. Okay. Thank you for listening patiently to our interactions, our question and answer portion. I hope you have learned some from our discussions, and maybe if you don't agree to some of our opinions, and then just let it be. Take it or leave it. So, thank you
Right.
for listening po. Mm.
Thank you. Ma'am Sana?
Okay po, sir. First po, thank you, sir, for giving us the chance na makashare. At least aside from work, meron din kami ibang na-open kami ngayon sa other pa ng mga concepts kasi parang modules na lang tayo ngayon eh,
Right.
ang teachers
Yes
ngayon.
po.
Tsaka aside from yung mga news pa about teacher shaming, ganun. So, advocate talaga ako na gusto ko talaga teachers are noble work talaga yan. So, dapat natin, ibigyan ng importance. So, sa mga listeners, thank you po. I hope may napulot kayo. Pero tama nga si Ma'am Christina na opinion po yun. We have our own opinion. Kung sa tingin nyo may better pa na opinion, what we need right now is this kasi ang social media ngayon, grabe na, di ba, puro negative. We need
Yes.
to spread
Yes.
habang nagsispread yung virus na sana matigil na. On the other side, let's spread respect, love, compassion, and humanity sa lahat. Yun po. And sa inyong dalawa po, thank you so much, Sir Adrian and Sir
Thank you,
Christina po.
sir. Yes.
I couldn't agree more to
Bye-bye.
both of you. Exactly. We need to spread positive message or hopeful message.
Yes po.
We at the same time we need to put out something of value to our listeners to fellow human beings. We need we need messages that will inspire them, make them do something positive. And this is the purpose of Thinking Cap podcast. So I call my listeners LCubers, lifelong learners.
Okay po. Lifelong
So
learners. Yes po.
so thank you so much, Ma'am Christina and Ma'am Sana.
Thank you din po, sir, for this chance.
Thank you so much, sir.
My heart is filled with so much joy because as a pilot episode, this Thinking Cap podcast, I hope will grow even further. So thank you once again, and may you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you,
Okay,
ma'am.
same with you po. Thank you po. Same
Thank
with
you.
you.
Sir, thank
God
you.
bless. God bless.
That's the end of our first episode. Hope you all learned a thing or two from that interview. If you have any questions or comments, drop me a message on my Facebook page or Messenger.